two households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge, break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their lives, whose misadventure piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals. No, for then we should be colers. And we being choler will draw. While you live, draw your neck out of collar. I strike quickly, being moved, but thou art not quickly moved to strike. A dog of the house of Montague moves me. To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, as thou art moved, thou runnest away. A dog of that house shall move to stand. I will take the wall of any manner made of Montague. To show thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall. This true, and therefore woman being the weaker vows are vestros to the wall. Therefore I will push Montague's man from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall. The quarrel is between our masters and us their man. This all one, I will show myself a trine. When I have fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads. The head of the maids? The head of the maids. Of their maiden heads take it in what sense thou wilt. They must take it in sense that feel it. Me they shall feel while I am able to stand, and this known I am free. I am a pretty piece of flesh. This well thou art not fish, if those hadn't been poor John, drawn the tool, here comes of the house of Montagues.
Naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee. How? Turn thy back and run? Fear me not. No, marry, I fear thee. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin. I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list. Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them if they bear it. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law of our side if I say I? No. No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. No better. Well, sir? Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen. Yes, better, sir. You lie. Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember thy washing blow.
Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death. I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me. Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell, all Montagues in thee. Have it thee, coward. Clubs, bills, strike, beat them down, beat them down, down with the Montagues.
What noise is this? Give me my longsword. A crutch! A crutch! Why call you for a sword? My sword, I say. Old Montague is come, and flourishes his blade in spite of me. Thou villain Capulet! Hold me not! Let me go! Thou shalt not stir 1 foot to seek a foe.
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, who, nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more on more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part. "Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray." Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of the sycamore, that westward rooteth from the city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections by my own, which then most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned, who gladly fled from me. Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But all so soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove. My noble uncle, do you know the cause? I neither know it, nor can learn of him. Have you importuned him by any means? Both by myself and many other friends. But he, his own affection's counselor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bud bit with an envious worm, ere he can spread his sweet leaves to the air, or dedicate his beauty to the same. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we keep the peace. Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit? But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers with her in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride. Younger than she, her happy mother's maid, and too soon married are those early made. Earth hath not swallowed all my hopes but she's the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed. Within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my number more. At my poor house look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light, such comfort as do dusty young men feel, when well-apparelled April on the heel of limping winter threads such even delight. Among fresh fennel buds shall you this night inherit at my house, here all see, and like her most whose merit most shall be, which one more view of many mine, being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Go, sirrah, trudge about, through fair Verona, find those persons out, whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay. Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nest. But I am spent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath writ here. I must to the learned in good time.
Even or odd, of all the days in the year, come Lammas Eve, and at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never will forget it, of all the days of the year upon that day, for I had then laid the wormwood to my Doug, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you, then, at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, but as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my Doug and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the Doug. Shake, quoth the dove house, 'twas no need, I trow. Oh, to bid me trudge, and since that time it is 11 years, for then she could stand high and low, nay, by the rood, she could run and waddle all about, even the day before she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon your face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by holidom, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I see now how a jest shall come about, I warrant, and I should have 1,000 years, I never will forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he, and the pretty fool it stinted and said, Aye. Enough of this, hold thy peace. Yes, madam, I cannot choose but laugh to think it should leave crying and say aye, and yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly, Yea, quoth my husband, fall'st upon thy face. Thou wilt fall backwards when thou comest to age, wilt thou not, Jewel? And it stinted and said aye. And stint thou, I pray thee, say aye. Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that ever I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.